Hello, friends. My name is Josh. Welcome back to the Life Reset Collective. Today, we're talking about why rock bottom is a sacred place to begin again. Now, I want to give you the purpose of our channel. The Life Reset Collective exists to support individuals rebuilding their lives after loss, trauma, burnout, or major life transition. Through soul deep encouragement, sacred wisdom, and practical tools, we walk with you as you begin again with intention, self compassion, and courage. We believe healing is non-linear and everyone deserves a second chance. And your story isn't over. It's just a new beginning. We believe this here. Now, when you are in the midst of a life reset, you're probably starting from some element of rock bottom. You've had some kind of disaster that's knocked you down. You've been knocked down into the mire and the pit of the bottom of the barrel. I call this being knocked down into the mud. Imagine that you're climbing the mountain of life and then something hits you and you get knocked down and you fall into this pit and then you have to reset. This can happen because of divorce. This can happen because you've lost your home. This could happen because you lost your job. This could happen because of an illness diagnosis, because of the death of a loved one. There are many reasons why you may need to reset your life. And in this video, I'm going to be very honest with you. I will admit my general style of videos is to try to make them eloquent, try to make them pretty. But you know what? This one is just going to be raw and it's going to be real because I want to basically deal with this topic in a very straightforward, very honest, very visceral, gritty, realistic manner. Why rock bottom is a sacred place to begin again. Listen, there is this prevailing mentality among humans. And let me tell you something about humans. Humans are not altogether pleasant creatures, and you probably know this. There's a great deal of shame and embarrassment that can come from not having your life turn out the way you planned. And this is, a life reset encapsulates all of that. Your life did not go as planned. You got knocked down for one reason or another. This channel is not about pointing fingers, casting judgment. This channel is about encouragement, hope, healing, another chance. I believe that you deserve another chance. I believe I deserve another chance. I've actually been through 2 major life resets. This is why I was inspired to make this channel, to help talk to people who are going through this, who need to reset their lives, because there are so many people who are going to look down on you because you are beginning again. And this can be such a painful, difficult experience. And I want to speak to this. And I want to speak to the fact that rather than being embarrassed or rather than feeling self-judgment about starting at rock bottom again, I want you to see that it's actually a sacred, holistic, powerful place to start from, and why there might even be an element of this that's going to make your life even better than it ever was or ever would have been had you not fallen down and experienced the painful collapse that you've experienced that led to the beginning of your life reset, right? That getting knocked down, there's a character building element to that. There is an element of learning about ourselves, learning about the world. There's an element of learning to see hope in the darkness that most people just take for granted, okay? Now, there are a lot of people in this world who are going to look down on you. They're going to cast judgment at you. They're going to make fun of you. They might be in their nice lives, living their nice lives, enjoying whatever level of success they've enjoyed, not having experienced a life reset. And they might look at you and they might think, oh, this person, oh, they're such a loser because they're not at this level. You know, they're like starting over. But listen, this can happen to anybody. Anybody is 1, 2, 3 steps away from being completely knocked out of the race and left on the street, nothing, left for dead. We are all just a few bad scenarios away from that. And for some people, it happens. It happens more than you would think. So the first note I'd like to point out here is that you're not a loser for experiencing a situation where you've hit rock bottom. You might think that I'm radical for saying that. And some people might think that I'm ridiculous for saying that. Some people might say I'm delusional. I don't care. The truth is that anyone could end up there. And the fact that you're there doesn't mean you're a terrible human. It doesn't mean that you are irreparably broken. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means that you went through a series of circumstances that led you to there. None of us want to hit rock bottom. Let's just be real about that. This is something that a lot of people don't seem to understand. We didn't plan for things to end up like this. We didn't plan to have to start over again with nothing, start our life over, right? We didn't plan for this, but yet The circumstances prevailed, and this is where we've landed, for better or for worse. I, just like many other people, have probably made some bad choices that have helped in that process, but there's also an element where you didn't know what you didn't know. There's also an element to where lessons need time to be learned, right? So beating yourself up, judging yourself, or listening to the judgmental voices of these people is not going to be good. It's not going to be healthy. It's time to tune them out. I'm here right now to tell you that it's time to tune them out, and it's time to focus on what lies ahead, which is a bright, beautiful second chance of a future for you in the midst of this mire that you're stuck in, this life reset, this pit that you've fallen into that you need to climb out of, okay? I want to give you motivation, encouragement today. And I want to describe why this is a sacred place to start from. Some of the most powerful humans have come from very dark places, okay? There is an element of this judgment that people aim towards you that's based in ignorance. Anyone who has empathy, anyone who has been to the dark bottom of the pit, anyone who has glimpsed hopelessness is going to have more empathy for other people who are experiencing that than those who don't. So there are a lot of humans in this modern world who have not experienced that. They've grown up, being raised by parents, and then they got jobs, and they've just never run into these difficult, terrible, dare I say even unavoidable circumstances that some people run into, where they get thrown down to the bottom and they have to start over again. And it's humbling, and it feels embarrassing, and it feels shameful. But there's an element of this that is very sacred and very powerful, okay? Now, in the Life Reset Framework, which is the ebook that I created to help guide people through a life reset, it contains the 9 vital steps that I believe every single life reset should incorporate. There is a step, and you'll find it'll actually be on page 5 of that ebook. And the ebook is free. You just the link's in the description, just go download it. And step 4, and this is found on, like I said, page 5 of the ebook, but it's step 4, forgive and begin again. Now that the past has been witnessed, you can start loosening its grip. This isn't forced positivity. It's the choice to stop punishing yourself, to see your past self with compassion, and to choose a new relationship with your story. Offer forgiveness to yourself first. Recognize you did the best you could with what you knew. Let go of blame loops that keep you stuck. Choose grace over perfection. Friend, I'm going to tell you right now today that the reason rock bottom is a sacred place to start from is because it purifies us and it makes us better people. You know this is true. And as I say this, you're going to realize this about yourself. You're going to realize that every terrible thing you've experienced in your life has made you a stronger person. It has made you a wiser person. It's made you a more empathetic person. It's made you a more loving person. It has the potential to make us jaded and bitter and maybe a little bit of cynical. And there are elements of that might be included in there, but the truth is, it deepens our understanding of life and the universe and what it's like for some people. And when you're getting judgment from those people about where you're at, it's really crucial to understand that they just don't know and they need forgiveness. But I'm telling you, I want to level with you. I want to give you the validation to say, friend, you've been at rock bottom. You're having to start over. This is character building. This is new hope building. This is a new chapter for your life, and it's sacred for this reason. In being cast down and being forced to start over again, you are living through a process of purification that is going to make you the very best human you have ever been by huge amounts. You're going to become a better human than you even thought was possible by a magnitude of 10. And if you are already starting to go through this process, you're going to identify with what I'm saying. You're going to understand what I'm saying. And there's a humility, but at the same time, there's a power that comes from coming up from the dirt and understanding what that is, and understanding that most humans do not understand that. And that's a testament to how advanced our culture has become. So many humans are so accustomed to to a certain way of things, that they don't understand what it means to be at the bottom and to come up from that, to come up from those bad circumstances, right? And I don't care what the circumstances were. This channel is not about me pointing fingers at you. This channel is not about casting judgment saying, oh, you should have known better. Oh, whoa, you did that? Oh, your life reset is invalid because you're actually a piece of garbage. No, friend, no. This channel exists because there are people in this world who hit rock bottom and they need to reset their life. And the vast majority of humans out there do not understand that process. They don't understand that journey. And the reason that I'm making this channel is to provide some hope, some help, some encouragement, some practical steps, and maybe even just an ear so that you understand, you know what, there is someone else out there who understands this, who's not going to judge me for this. Leave a comment. Let me know what you've been going through on your journey. I would love to comment back, give you some validation, encouragement that you probably really need and that you deserve for going through this difficult thing and not giving up on yourself, okay? But think of this as a purification process. When you start from the bottom, you are awakened to a whole new dimension of existence that most humans remain blind to for most of their lives. And that's very sad, but for you, this is happy. This is good news. And I know that it's hard to see that right now. And for me, it's hard to acknowledge that. But what makes it harder is that so many people are ignorant of it. But let me tell you right now, they're wrong, because it is a sacred place. It's a purifying process. It's literally being raised from the grave to get another chance. And you get another chance, my friend. And I'm here for you. I want you to make the best of it. And I want to leave you with one more piece of encouragement. You're in the pit right now, probably going through the muck and the mud, trying to claw your way out. But there's a mountain. When you climb up out of that pit, you climb up that mountain, my friend, you're going to look over the edge and you're going to glimpse paradise. There's a new life waiting for you. Do not give up. Do not give up. I'm not giving up. Don't you give up. We can make it together. A life reset doesn't have to mean just pure misery and a terrible, wasted, broken life. It can mean the beginning of something brand new and more beautiful than has ever existed. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for you. And that's what I truly believe will happen if you consider rock bottom a sacred place and you treat it like that. You tune out all those negative voices and you stick to your life reset and just make it happen. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, friend. Let's join together on this journey. Thank you so much for tuning in for another one of my videos. My name is Josh. This is the Life Reset Collective. I will see you, incredible people, on the next video.